Hey, good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back into Let's Talk Live here in the LTL Media channel. It's October 16th, 2024, and I want to come on live and let everybody know about a response today that I got from the Massachusetts State Police into my Freedom of Information Act request regarding Trooper Enrique Delgado-Garcia. And I'll let you know their response here in a minute. It is interesting. There's a lot of legal jargon in there. And I'd love to maybe get Mark Betterow or Melanie Little to look at it. But there is a very interesting piece in the response, which I think that they're using to get around certain things and not being able to show certain things. But it does give us a piece of information that is in the said video that has been recorded of this incident. So we'll get to that here in a minute. It's nice to see everybody here. Again, not anything like crazy. They're going to come out and say everything. We know that. It's under an active investigation. But some of the information we're going to get today is a little bit more of a piece to the puzzle. And we can sit on it, think about it, opine about it. But again, nice to see everybody in here. We'll get to it. I'm not going to waste too much time here. And then I will be back tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about the Sarah Boone case that is actively going on right now. There was a motion hearing this morning and this afternoon and is still in jury selection. That trial is scheduled to start tomorrow, but I'm going to tonight go through the body cam footage and the interrogation video. So, I'll be doing that case, doing some kind of nightly updates on that case as it unfolds. I think it's super interesting. And a lot of the things that they were arguing today for the state and the defense really caught my attention. So we'll go into that tonight. But let's not waste too much time any longer here. Nice to see all the Go Squad members in here. Nice to see some moderators in here as well. Welcome in, everybody. Smash the like button as you come in, and we will get to it. But the first thing that I want to do before I disclose what the response was from the Mass State Police is I want to take you back to a video when the family, Enrique Delgado-Garcia's family, first spoke out. And I want to make sure that everybody keeps this in the back of the mind of what the family is seeing, what the family has seen at the hospital to Enrique's injuries. So let's play that video again from Channel 10 in Boston, NBC 10. And I'll bring that video up here. And I want to just keep this fresh in everybody's mind. And then we'll read the response from the Mass State Police.
Ese golpe tan fuerte a mi hijo que me lo mató.
It's just not right. And I personally don't really buy this boxing story.
And first at 11, family and friends absolutely heartbroken and looking for answers after their loved one, who was a recruit with the Massachusetts State Police, died from injuries he sustained during an exercise at the academy. That recruit you see right there, just 25 years old. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. I'm Colton Bradford. Glenn and Priscilla have the night off. Only NBC 10 Boston's Jericho Tran spoke with Enrique Delgado-Garcia's family moments after his death. She's live for us tonight from State Police headquarters in Framingham. Jericho, the agency, they released a statement about an hour or so ago about the incident. What are they saying here?
Well, Massachusetts State Police released that statement confirming that Enrique Delgado-Garcia experienced a medical crisis during a training exercise. But I spoke with Delgado's family, and they say a training exercise does not explain how he had a broken neck, missing teeth, and brain injuries.
Ay, mi niño.
The cries of a grieving mother.
¿Por qué se llevó mi hijo? Mi hijo era tan bueno, tan bueno.
My son was so good. I just want to understand why they took my son.
Ay, mi niño.
Mixed with anger and disbelief.
They killed my cousin, and they run away like cowards.
I miss you.
After the loss of 25-year-old Enrique Delgado-Garcia.
He's the best of all of us. All he did was study and run. That's all he ever did.
Massachusetts State Police say Delgado suffered from serious injuries during an exercise at the new Braintree, Massachusetts State Police Academy on Thursday.
Teeth missing, brain injury, that didn't come from boxing, especially a round of 2 minutes.
We spoke with former State Trooper Todd McGee, who helped to reinstitute the exercise exercise at the academy consisting of 2 rounds of boxing where trained fighters were not allowed to take part.
And if you stick to goals and objectives, it should be safe. Can injuries still happen? Yes, but to the level of this degree, you hope not to see something like this ever happen again.
But Delgado's family and friends,
They're trying to cover it up.
say his injuries are not consistent with what he would have sustained during a defensive tactics training exercise.
Me le destrozó su
Why did he get
cerebro.
hit so
Y me
hard
le
that it
rompió
destroyed his
todos los
brain and broke all of my son's teeth? He also had a fracture on his neck, my son. Now they're calling for accountability
They need to thoroughly investigate this, and that justice needs to be brought.
and answers from the Massachusetts State Police.
No settlement is gonna freaking bring my cousin back. It's that simple. They know what happened.
And while the family continues to search for answers, the Massachusetts State Police says they'll continue to support the family as much as they can. Delgado was training for 3 months. He was set to graduate in 2 weeks. The Worcester County DA is also investigating this. They say that Delgado was a former employee. In Framingham, Jericho Tran, NBC 10 Boston.
Okay, so I just wanted to play that just so everybody keeps fresh in their mind what was reported from the family, what the injuries were. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, and then the last stream that I did on Enrico with Nurse Kim, you saw David Meyer's response. Very typical, like I said, under an active investigation. We're going to get a lot of that here in the report from the Mass State Police. But there's a piece of information in here that I want to share that's going to disclose some information that happened or was recorded on that tape, the said videotape. Okay, let me share my screen here. We'll get into this. Again, a lot of reading for me, so I'm not going to be able to see the chat, but I'll try to peek up and look as much as I can here. Okay, so we have the response from the Mass State Police, and this was my original FOIA request when I had sent in to the Mass State Police, and I'll read through a little bit of this. Pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act, I'm requesting access to the following records related to Trooper Enrique Garcia. Now, I get it. A lot of people argue, and they look at me and they go, you're not going to get anything. They're not going to say anything. But the purpose of this exercise and to put this out there is to let them know that the public is watching. We have every single right in America to do what I have done. I have the right to do this. I have the right to answers in my community. I may not get the answers that I want, but I can at least say the world is watching, the community is watching, and I can keep requesting information along the way. That is our right as American citizens to do this. Okay. So I put in any and all incident reports involving Trooper Enrique Delgado-Garcia at the Massachusetts State Police Academy on April 1st, 2024 to September 13th, 2024 in New Braintree, Mass. Records of any action taken against Trooper Enrique Delgado-Garcia during his training, any training records, certifications, or evaluations related to Delgado-Garcia, correspondence, and or any documents pertaining to Garcia. I'm willing to pay a reasonable fee associated with this request. Please provide a total. If any portion of the request is denied, please provide a detailed explanation of denial, including a specific exemption under FOIA that you believe applies. I appreciate your prompt attention to this matter and look forward to your response within the statutory time frame. If you require any further information to process the request, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you for assistance. Sincerely, Brian, LTL Media. Now let's get to their response. Everybody still with me? Make sure to smash the like button as you come in. Okay, let's read the response from the Mass State Police. October 16th, 2024, I got up. I saw this email come in. I was surprised. That I actually got a response. We'll read through this again. It says, Dear Mr. Taking on my last name, Dear Mr. B, the Massachusetts Department of State Police received your request seeking the following. And I just listed all that in my FOIA, so I'm not going to read through that. So here's the response. As you know, Trooper Delgado, which they got wrong, should be Garcia, passed away on September 13, 2024, after experiencing a medical episode at the State Police Academy. That matter is currently being subject of an ongoing and active investigation by an outside investigator. Given the open investigation, the materials you seek and or any reports related to the event are not subject to public dissemination pursuant, here's the law, privacy, medical, and investigative. At the onset of the law, again, specifically exempts the public's disclosure investigatory materials necessary compiled out of the public view by law enforcement or investigatory officials that disclose of which materials would be so prejudiced and possibility to the effective law enforcement that such disclosure would not be public interest. They cite a law, a case law. Chief of Police 371 Mass 5962, 1976. Among them, the encouraging of the individual citizens to come forward to speak freely to police concerning matters under investigation and the creation of initiation that the police officers might be completely candid in recording their observation, hypotheses, and interim conclusions. Hope I still have everybody with me. All right, we go on. Moreover, the general rule is that the investigative materials may not be withheld if disclosure affects investigation efforts in general. However, there is no requirement that the investigative agency demonstrates prejudice to an ongoing investigation in order to withhold identities and voluntary witnesses, informants, and or complainants. They state another law here, Reinstein versus Police Commission, I think that's Commission, 378 Mass, 281, 290, 1979. Whereas the witness information and testimony is essential to efficient and effective law enforcement, the investigation exemption is intended to allow investigative officials to provide an assurance of confidentiality to private citizens so they will speak openly about matters under investigation. They cite another law case here in 1976. The disclosure of the names of voluntary witnesses may deter other potential witnesses and citizens from providing information to the police in further investigation. Therefore, allows the permitted withholding of the names and identifying details of witnesses. The investigation exemption, moreover, allows the investigative agency to withhold from public disclosure any information contained in a witness statement, which, if disclosed, would create a grave risk of directly or indirectly identifying the voluntary witnesses. The courts have recognized that, quote, there is a good reason to encourage individual citizens and police to be cooperative, forthright, and candid in their dealings with investigators. It is recognized by this principle, the appeals court noted concerns as the confidentiality and promotion of candor are protected by the privacy and investigatory exemptions. They cite another case here from 2003. We're going to go on. God, I wish I was a lawyer in this case. I wish I was a lawyer so I could understand and break all this down. But again, maybe I can have Mark Betterow or Melanie Little come over and kind of break this down for me. Everybody's still with me. All right, here we go. For the reason that the public records supervisor has consistently determined that the public interest in preserving investigation integrity outweighs the public right to access. They state another law here. SPR upheld application of exemption prohibiting the premature disclosure of records relating to an ongoing criminal investigation. That's basically what it is right here. They're saying that witnesses are protected. They're not going to release any information because if there's reports that have witnesses, this is what I'm understanding. And because of the ongoing investigation, you ain't going to get shit. Pretty much. Let's see. Where was I? Disclosure of investigatory materials related to an ongoing investigation prior to the conclusion could harm ongoing investigation efforts. I get it. But we just want transparency. We want supreme transparency in this case. Where's the record subject to request concerns an active and ongoing investigation? I find that the department is acting within its discretion in withholding the request record from disclosure pursuant to exemption F and public records law. Now, this is the very interesting part here. This is going to give us some details into what is actually on the video, but I think they're going to use this medical incident to essentially hide what prior happened to this medical incident. So it goes on. Second, portions of the video potentially responsive to a request depicts Trooper Delgado having a medical episode and shows the medical response. Information specifies the nature of individual's medical condition is inherently personal in nature. And they cite a law here from 1987. Moreover, an individual privacy interest in medical information survives death. And then they put in another one, Globe newspaper versus Chief Medical Examiner, 1989. Given the fact that the medical event is depicted, the portion of the video is not subject to the public dissemination pursuant, and then they state a law. For the reasons of the video and or the records you seek are not subject to public disclosure at this time. And then they ask, if you wish to challenge the response, you may appeal to the supervisor of public records following procedure set forth as a law, copy of which is available there. And then that was from Sean W. Farrell, Office and Chief Legal Counsel for the Mass State Police. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was out there. I'll post this up on Twitter. I'll post it up on my Facebook account. But I wanted to make sure that we keep this in the public eye and let the Massachusetts State Police know that we are watching and we want answers. I understand. You know, everybody go, oh, you're not going to get in 30 days. It's been 30 days. Why has it been? There's no report. There's nothing out there. It hasn't been anything reported in the media, an update on the case. And I don't want this to be buried, just like everything else that has been buried in the last umpteen years with the Massachusetts State Police. Let me just get to this. Christine, thank you so much for the £2. Thank you for all you do, Brian. With love from the UK. Love to see that the UK. Yeah, and now they keep citing this medical episode. Well, because this medical episode, probably in response to the beating that he took, was filmed, you're not going to hear or see anything prior to that. That's essentially what they're saying, from my understanding. Again, I'm not a lawyer. Let's see. Scott says the problem is that the public is assuming a cover-up is well. The problem is that the public is assuming a cover-up is well underway. I mean, I don't know. Did this give you? Yeah. And then again, that's what I mean. HIPAA. They're also alluding to HIPAA. However, his death has HIPAA rights and are supposed to move to his family. Exactly. Heather, you're welcome. Kim says, nice job, Brian. Thank you. And again, I'll get this up on Twitter so you can all look at this and maybe we can get a legal. That's what I'm probably saying too. There's probably a seizure or something like that in that video. Maybe a violent act of, throwing up or having some type of medical response or fit, probably into the lines of a seizure. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get this up on Twitter. I'll tag Mark Betterow in it because I know Melanie Little's not in this, and maybe he can give us a basic breakdown of what he sees as this response. It's probably pretty typical response that we will get, and maybe he can kind of break this down in the legal language. It was filmed. That's the interesting part of this. So the film, it says in the second portion of the film. So that means that there was whatever initially happened to Garcia. And then in the second part, they probably kept the camera rolling when he was attended to by the medical team. And then he probably had some type of medical episode. And I'm just saying, could have been a seizure, something like that. And that's what they're going to state here and say, well, because he had this medical episode on camera, we're not going to tell you about the first portion, and we're not going to show you because this medical episode under HIPAA law pretty much is on the tape. So we're not going to disclose any of that, of what clearly is fully on the tape. To me, something happened. Something brutally happened to Garcia. And whether we're going to get the truth in this, we need to know the truth. I don't want to become this another cover-up. And the people that are responsible, or the person that's responsible for this, needs to be held up to the utmost higher standard under the law. Needs to be prosecuted. So, let's see. Let me look at the chat here. Well, we don't know. I mean, again, and let me this was the most interesting part to me. Second, I'm going to read this again. Second, portions of the video potentially responsive to your request depicts Trooper Delgado having a medical episode and shows the medical response. Information which specifies the nature of the individual's medical condition is inherently personal in nature. Moreover, the individual's privacy interest in medical information survives death. Given the fact that the medical event is depicted, the portion of the video is not subject to public dissemination pursuant to, and it's probably the HIPAA law, the portion of the video. So there's got to be more there. There's got to be more there. Todd McGee in the chat. Nice to see you, Todd, if that is you. Great job on your FOIA request. Many are saying I am nowhere to be found. I'm waiting for the results from Attorney Meyer's investigation to weigh in. There will be much to talk about then. Todd, anytime you want to come on, just reach out to me. You know that. We'll have you on, and we can talk about that. And I respect your decision. I understand your relationship. I get it. You and I have talked, and I appreciate everything that you've done here for LTL. But we will, we'll talk, and and it's nice to see you in the chat. It really is. Yeah, absolutely. We will talk. So let's see. Yeah, I'm guessing HIPAA law. Again, let me, I'm going to post this up on Twitter. I'm not going to drag, the live out too much longer. I just want to get on and just give you all a little bit of an update. And I will post this up on Twitter and maybe have Scott McGinnis, is great to see you. So have Mark Betterow kind of weigh in on it and see what he thinks with all the legal language there. And he can just break it down, more easier for us, because there is a lot of legal language. But let's see. Thomas says, much respect to Trooper Todd. Absolutely. Thank you, Mike B. I appreciate it. But again, I wanted to jump in really quick. I wanted to give everybody an update to the situation, the ongoing situation in Trooper Delgado-Garcia's case. I hope this sheds a little bit more light, a little bit more information that everybody can opine on. I think it's important to put this information out there to the public, because this is of public interest, and it's a public safety, and it's that safety of the officers that go through that academy. We need to make sure that the utmost standards, policies, and procedures are being followed, and that the respective recruits are being upheld in that institution. I mean, we train our law enforcement officers there that are supposed to be serving, protecting our communities. And we want to be safe in our communities when officers come out of that academy, and they're here to protect us. But we also want our officers to be safe inside the academy while being trained. And that is important. And, as we know, there has been a lot of muck-ups over the last, I would say, 20 years, at least in the last 10 10 years, a lot of things that need to be cleaned up and fixed. And hopefully, Colonel Noble is going to get to the root of that problem, reorganize that institution, that training institution, and clean it up, because this can never happen again. This can never happen again. And I said on my last live that there should be a plaque out front, that front door, that has Garcia's name on it, to remember, but not only to remember that he was a potential trooper that would have probably went on to have a long, prosperous career in the Mass State Police, but to let everybody remember and to know that this can never happen again inside that training facility. So I will continue to keep searching this out. I will continue to keep trying to get answers for all of you. Again, we're going to get a lot of brick walls, as we know, but it's worth trying, and it's worth letting these the entities and the powers that be, that the public is watching. We deserve to know what happens, and we won't let this go away. We won't let it go away. So again, I wanted to just jump in really quick this afternoon. I need to head out, but I will be back tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, discussing Sarah Boone, which is the potential suitcase killer. And I will be doing some updates throughout her trial. So if you want to join me tonight, you can at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's going to be a fascinating case. I've heard a lot of people have a lot of interest in this case. And tonight we will go through the body cam footage and the interrogation video. And I hope you all join us. But if I have any or hear any other updated information in Enrique's case, you know that I will get it out there for all of you. So thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. And just make sure to like, share, and subscribe on the way out. Oh, I have a quick studio update for all of you. I am actually going to be moving into a larger space. And I actually have to kind of disclose that today to my landlord. He actually approached me the other day, said that he has a larger space opening up. I'm going to take him up on that offer. So hopefully I will talk to him today at the end of this live before I head out, and make that happen. So LTL Media will be expanding. We'll have a much larger room. I'm hoping to be able to bring like a seating area in there. So when people come in, we have much more room to spread out and have some good face-to-face conversations. But I am super, super excited by the opportunity. And I'm going to start making that happen in November. So more to come on all of that. I appreciate you all jumping in here for the short live today. If you want to come back, please join me tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be back for the late live show, and I hope you'll all join me in talking about Sarah Boone. With that being said, everybody, I love you all. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found this live informative. And like I said, when we get through some of the legal language, maybe Mark Bettero can translate it for me, or Melanie Little, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody, have a good day. I'll see you back here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks to my moderators, subscribers, and my Go Squad members from being here. And Todd McGee, thank you if you're watching this right now for chat, letting us know in the chat. And I respect your decision, and we will talk soon. I'd love to have you back on the show when we get some more answers here. So everybody, take care. Talk to you all tonight. See you at 8. Bye-bye.